All right, we did this for Raw. Now let's do it for SmackDown. We're going to go superstar by superstar on the WWE Smackdown roster and see what every single one of them is up to. Before we do, though, make sure to hit that button, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. We're trying to post every day here, so come, be a part of it. Be a part of this journey with us. Now, let's talk wrestling. All right, starting things off with Alba Fire. She is a part of the Secret Service. Her partner, Piper Niven, has been out for a while, so it's just her and Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green just won the U.S. Championship. Piper Niven had a part in that win by helping control the Kiana James problem in the middle of the ring, or not in the middle of the ring, but at the outside of the ring. And maybe that'll lead to something. But as of right now, there aren't any major stories with Alba Fire. So, oh, maybe that Kiana James thing will lead to something. Who knows? But ever since Piper Niven's been out, Alba Fire's just kind of been there. Aleister Black, he is currently feuding with Damian Priest. Last week, Aleister Black had a title match against Cody Rhodes, where Cody Rhodes won after, or actually, I guess it was a no contest because Drew McIntyre got involved. Then they both kind of ganged up on Cody Rhodes. Damian Priest then came out to make the save. It looked for a minute there like maybe we'd be getting some sort of tag team match between Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest versus Aleister Black and Drew McIntyre, but Drew McIntyre got suspended. I don't know if this means that these guys will be involved in the War Games match because they're all kind of involved with Cody Rhodes now, and Cody Rhodes is in that match. I don't know. It's all kind of convoluted, but Aleister Black is currently feuding with Damian Priest. That we know for sure. Alex Shelley. Look, I don't know the difference between the two Motor City Machine Gun guys. I don't know who's who. I do know that last week during the Tala Tonga and Ray Fenix match, the Motor City Machine Guns got involved to take out the MFTs. So I don't know if this means that they're feuding with the MFTs now, but that's kind of the latest on all this with the Motor City Machine Guns. Alexa Bliss, her and Charlotte Flair just lost the tag team titles last week. It seems like they're going to be involved in the women's War Games match along with some WWE Raw Superstars. There also looks like there's a feud now between Lash Legend and Nia Jax that's kind of in the works. It'll be interesting how that works out now without the titles, though. But so she's currently tagging with Charlotte Flair, currently feuding with other tag teams, and currently in the Survivor Series War Games match. Angel Garza. I don't know when the last time we saw Angel was, honestly. I think the last time was when they had that match against Motor City Machine Guns, him and Berto. No major feuds out there. No really crazy stories. I don't know, like they're kind of inconsistent with both of these guys. And these guys are so good. They really should be in the ring more. Angelo Dawkins, he has been missing from our TV for a while, right? The Street Profits have not been on our TV for a bit, so maybe we'll get them back soon. Apollo Crews, is he still in the WWE? I haven't seen him in forever. Who knows? Axiom, it looks like Fraxium is feuding with DIY after the open challenge last week. They were kind of on the side mocking them. Was it Axiom that answered the open challenge a couple weeks ago and then got interrupted by Tommaso Ciampa? So it looks like there is a feud there happening between Fraxium and DIY. BFAB will probably have a match against Jade Cargill. They had a little backstage segment a couple weeks ago or last week. Oh, actually, I think they did announce that there will be a match between Jade Cargill and BFAB. So that's something. I don't know if it'll turn into a whole feud because BFAB just isn't at that level, unfortunately for her. I think maybe she's just hanging around until the Street Profits come back. I don't know. Maybe she can get a shot at the U.S. Championship again. We'll see. Berto, copy and paste what I said about Angel Garza. Had a match a couple weeks ago. Haven't seen him in a while. I don't know what the deal is. Bianca Belair, she's been out injured for quite a while now. I'm not sure when she'll come back. She is very much missed in this women's SmackDown scene, so hopefully she's back soon. Candice LeRae, she's kind of just been hanging out with her husband, Johnny Gargano. Her and DIY are kind of a faction now, but nothing really on her end. Carmelo Hayes, I think he's still feuding with The Miz. I don't remember if Carmelo Hayes is part of the John Cena tournament or not. I know The Miz is, but I don't know if Carmelo Hayes is. I know he's currently feuding with The Miz. He'll probably get involved in that match with The Miz in a couple weeks, or I think it might be actually Friday with that match in The Miz, because they're feuding and they need a match to kind of end that feud. Charlotte Flair, just like Alexa Bliss, they lost their tag team titles. They're currently feuding with Last Legend and Nia Jax, and they're currently part of the Women's War Games match happening at Survivor Series. Chelsea Green is our newest first-time, two-time Women's U.S. champion. She beat Julia for it last week. I don't know where this story will take. She'll probably have another match with Julia where she will solidify her win. Chelsea Green is the best, and we love Chelsea Green on this channel. That's all. Chris Sabin, like I mentioned for the other Motor City Machine Guns guy, I can't tell the difference between these two, but I think they're feuding with the MFTs. We'll see. Cody Rhodes, he is top guy in WWE, current undisputed WWE champion. Maybe feuding. I mean, he's definitely feuding with Drew McIntyre. Maybe feuding with Aleister Black. Definitely a part of the Survivor Series War Games match as part of the babyface team. Damian Priest, like I mentioned, he's feuding with Aleister Black. He lost his match against Rusev as part of the John Cena's The Last Time Is Now tournament. That feud with Aleister Black. I think they've set up a match. I don't know when it is. I kind of remember them saying that there was going to be a no disqualifications match coming up. Maybe I'm wrong, but definitely currently feuding with Aleister Black. Dexter Lumis, he is one half of the SmackDown Tag Team Champs. It looks like they are feuding with the MFTs. We'll probably lose those titles to the MFTs because we're trying to build the MFTs. I don't think they're feuding with any other tag team as far as I can remember, but definitely feuding with the MFTs. Drew McIntyre, he is heavily involved in the main event scene. He has had multiple matches with Cody Rhodes where he's been screwed. You screwed me, Cody. He's been screwed. That's a terrible accent, by the way, but he's been screwed by Cody Rhodes on multiple occasions. Just most recently, he came out and attacked the referee after that match between Aleister Black and Cody Rhodes, and then attacked Cody Rhodes and immediately got suspended. So there's definitely a big angle happening right now with Drew McIntyre. So we'll see where that goes. Probably will be involved in the Survivor Series War Games match, if I'm being honest. Maybe. Elton Prince is currently out injured. His partner, who's his partner? What's his partner's name? Kit Wilson. His partner, Kit Wilson, is currently on our TV, but, no Elton Prince. So hopefully he'll be back soon because I love me some Pretty Deadly. Yes, boy! Eric Rowan is part of the White Six. Kind of just the big, bad muscle, the scary guy, not really part of the tag team champs thing. Kind of just Uncle Howdy's bodyguard, right? Hasn't really even had any matches, but part of the White Six. That's his story. Julia lost her U.S. championship last week to Chelsea Green. We'll probably have another match with her. And then I don't know where they take it from there. Her title run was not great, mostly because the women's mid-card division on WWE Smackdown is not great. So hopefully they can figure out something for Julia. Maybe have her go after the big WWE women's title that Jade Cargill has. Who knows? Ilya Dragunov is currently the men's U.S. champion. He is holding an open challenge. Most recently, he had a match against Johnny Gargano. It looks like they're setting something up between him and Tommaso Ciampa because Tommaso Ciampa keeps wanting to answer the open challenge, but keeps getting denied by Ilya Dragunov. Also, Tama Tonga has kind of been having backstage like face-to-faces with him. So they're also building something there. So something with Tommaso Ciampa and Tama Tonga is being set up for sure. So maybe a triple threat match at some point. I don't know. But he's our current U.S. champion on SmackDown. Jacob Fatu, he's currently out hurt. We don't know how long he's going to be out for. Hopefully he'll be back soon because he's all gas and no breaks. Yada I mean. Jade Cargill, she is our main event WWE champion there on Friday Night Smackdown. Currently isn't feuding with anyone specific. Has a match coming up against B-Fab. where she will destroy BFAB, and she should. I think that match is happening next week. I could be wrong, so please correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. JC Mateo, he is part of the MFTs that are currently kind of feuding with the White Six. I imagine he and Tongaloa will eventually become tag team champions and take those belts off the White Six. Jimmy Uso. What is Jimmy Uso up to, honestly? I mean, he's been on Raw a lot, kind of having his brother's back. He's had this like weird passive aggressive relationship with his brother. Will probably be part of that men's War Games match. Will probably be recruited by his brother. I mean, that's really the story. Is he's having a passive aggressive relationship with his brother. Joe Gacy, he is the second half of the tag team champions on SmackDown, along with Dexter Lumis. They are feuding with the MFTs, and they will probably lose that title at some point. Johnny Gargano, he most recently answered the U.S. Open Challenge, the U.S. Title Open Challenge against Ilya Dragunov last week. He lost that when Ilya Dragunov refused to fight Tommaso Ciampa and instead pointed out Johnny Gargano. He had that match. He lost. There's also been a few segments with Fraxium in the back, so I feel like DIY and Fraxium are also feuding. So multiple feuds here, which is pretty great. I like when they tell multiple stories for the same characters. Kevin Owens, as we all know, is currently out injured. We've heard nothing since he's been out, so hopefully he's doing fine. Hopefully he's recovering, and hopefully he'll be back soon. Hopefully he's healthy, and that's the main thing. Kiana James, she is Julia's advocate, I think is what she's calling herself, representative. I don't know. But Julia lost her title last week. Kiana James was kind of held, she wasn't a threat because of Alba Fire last week, so I don't know if there will be some sort of fallout there between Alba Fire and Kiana James. Hopefully, because they both need a story. Kit Wilson, like I mentioned, Elton Prince has been out for a while, so Kit Wilson has kind of just been lurking around in the background. He and Carmelo Hayes actually had a match a few weeks back that was amazing. He's kind of been trolling like Damian Priest and Carmelo Hayes with this whole like toxic masculinity storyline, which, by the way, WWE, he's the bad guy because he points out toxic masculinity. I don't know, classic WWE, but that's kind of been where he's at. Lash Legend, she made her debut return, I don't know, but she is officially part of the SmackDown roster as of last week. She's aligned herself with Nia Jax. They started a feud between Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and she is a part of that women's War Games match that is happening at Survivor Series. So love how they're introducing her, love what they're going to do with her. Michin, she's kind of just been hanging around with BFAB. They had that like altercation with they had that altercation with Jade Cargill last week. Jade Cargill's having a match with BFAB. I don't know if that means she'll also have a match with Michin at some point, but kind of just been hanging around doing nothing with BFAB. Montez Ford, he's been missing from our TV. Like I said, the Street Profits, him and Angelo Dawkins have not been on our TV for a while, so hopefully they'll be back soon. Naomi, as we all know, is out pregnant. Also, she wasn't on SmackDown when she left. She was on Raw, but based on the WWE website, she is a Friday Night Smackdown superstar. Nathan Frazier, he is him and Axiom are kind of trolling DIY, so kind of feuding with DIY. Hopefully that'll lead to something at some point. Nia Jax, like I said, she's aligned herself with Lash Legend. They have a feud with Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss that is currently developing. They are also both part of the women's War Games match at Survivor Series. Nikki Cross, she is part of the Wyatt Six. She's been in the background of some of these Chelsea Green segments backstage. I don't know if that means that she'll be going after the Women's U.S. Championship. I really, really hope so, because she hasn't really had a feud with anyone since she came back. She's kind of just like the Wyatt Six mascot, which is fine. It's cool, but like, let's get her in the ring. Let's get her some stories developing. Let's have her be more than just a mascot for the Wyatt Six. Piper Niven, as we all know, she's been out injured for a while. I mean, the Secret Hervis really do need her. Yeah, she's been out for a while, and hopefully she'll be back soon. R-Truth, he has been missing from our TV for a bit. I feel like last time I saw him, he was pushing the ESPN app for WrestlePalooza. That was obviously a few months ago. I don't think we've seen him since then. Um, yeah, I mean, a lot of wasted opportunity with R-Truth. They had that whole thing when they brought him back, and he's like, "Oh, I'm actually R-Killings and not R-Truth," and then they never did anything with that in typical WWE fashion. So, yeah, I mean, R-Truth used to at least be the backstage, like, lighthearted, like comedy segment, but again, we haven't seen him in a while. Randy Orton, he's also been missing from our TV for a few weeks. I think the last feud we got from him was between him and Drew McIntyre. Then Drew McIntyre put him through the announce table with a Claymore. I think that was the last feud he had, and then we haven't seen him since then. I feel like he needs to get involved with this whole Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre feud at some point. Rey Fenix, he has this weird feud going on with the MFTs and Tala Tonga. I think the MFTs might have maybe interfered in maybe his Intercontinental Champion or his U.S. Championship match, maybe, or maybe attacked him after a match. I don't quite remember. But now he's feuding with the MFTs, kind of in this weird convoluted feud, where the MFTs got involved last week before his match with Talatonga to kind of take out the MFTs. Anyway, he lost to Talatongas. I don't know. They don't know what they're doing with Rey Fenix. They need to just, honestly, just put them together with Penta already and just give them the tag team titles. Roman Reigns, he's been missing from our TV for a while also. Last time we saw him was at whatever the last PLE was. I can't remember exactly what it was. He lost against Bronson Reed, and I believe that was the last time we saw him. He had this like weird storyline with Jey Uso, right? Where he's kind of like, you need to look out for yourself and no one else, kind of being like the bad guy on Jey Uso's shoulder. But yeah, haven't seen him for a bit. Sami Zayn, he lost the Open Challenge against Ilya Dragunov. He lost his U.S. title. Since then, he's been wanting to come. Uh, he's been wanting to help. He's been wanting to help with the MFT's problem. I forget who he wants to cover for. I think it might be Rey Fenix. Yeah, he's supposedly out of action, and he keeps asking Nick Aldis if he can be ringside to help with the MFTs. Nick Aldis keeps telling him that he's not cleared for action, so Sami Zayn every once in a while just comes out with a chair. Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura, yeah, he is part of the John Cena The Last Time Is Now tournament. He lost against Sheamus this past Monday on Monday Night Raw. Other than that, not much going on for Shinsuke. He answered the open challenge for the U.S. title a few weeks ago also, but lost. So another person they're just completely dropping the ball with. Solo Sikoa, him and his MFTs are wrecking havoc all across the roster in Friday Night Smackdown. It's really hard to buy into Solo these days. They really hurt him by having him lose against Roman Reigns way back when on that first Raw on Netflix. He's trying to be the big bad. He's trying to be the big bad group on Friday Night SmackDown, but it's really hard to believe them. Tama Tonga, he's part of the MFTs with Solo Sikoa. He has been having some backstage segments where him and Ilya Dragunov just kind of stare each other down. So I feel like eventually he's going to be the person to dethrone Ilya Dragunov. We'll see. It's either going to be him or Tommaso Ciampa or something like that. But yeah, I feel like he's destined for the U.S. title. The Miz, he's in a feud with Carmelo Hayes that refuses to start, honestly. That they've attacked each other a few times and kind of just let each other be. They haven't had that match yet. So it's like a feud without a feud. It's really weird. They need to just have a match and just finish this off. It's not worth dragging it this far along, but I guess he's feuding with Carmelo Hayes. Tiffany Stratton, she just lost her title against Jade Cargill at Saturday night's main event a couple weeks ago. She wasn't in this most recent episode of Friday Night SmackDown, so I feel like I don't know if she's nursing an injury or she just needs to be written off TV for a while to go do whatever, but she has been off our TV for at least 1 week at this point. Tommaso Ciampa, like I mentioned, he has been trying to answer the U.S. Open Challenge, but Ilya Dragunov keeps avoiding him, keeps ducking him. So again, like I said, I feel like there's something here, maybe leading off to a triple threat match between him, Tama Tonga, and Ilya Dragunov. Uncle Howdy, he's been off our TV. I think he is tending to a sick family member. I believe it's his dad. So whatever Uncle Howdy's up to these days, Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy. I hope things get better, and I hope he's on our TV soon because we all know we stand the Wyatt Six in this account. Zelina Vega, she has aligned herself with her real IRL, real life husband, Aleister Black. She has turned heel. This happened a few weeks back during his feud with Damian Priest. I like her as a heel, but also she needs to be in the ring. She needs to actually be in matches. If you're gonna turn heel, let's get in the ring and let's win some titles. You know what I mean? And finally, I'm only going to include this here because I realized that she wasn't included in my Raw video. For some reason, the WWE website doesn't have her on any roster. But AJ Lee, she's been off our TV. She had one match at WrestlePalooza. That match with her and CM Punk against Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. I thought she would come back and challenge Becky Lynch for that Intercontinental Championship at some point. That doesn't seem to be the case. Maybe she'll come back for War Games. That's what kind of everybody's speculating and waiting for. If she does, that'd be great. But I also want her to just go after that title already. And that's everyone. That's everyone on the WWE Smackdown roster plus AJ Lee. Yeah, I don't know, man. Again, it's a roster. I don't think I said this in the beginning of the video, but it's a roster of 54 people. And as far as I can tell, there are 5, maybe 6, like super solid storylines. That's embarrassing, WWE. There are so many people. I mean, you guys heard me go through this roster just a second ago. There's so many people that are just like, oh, they're missing. They haven't been on TV for a while. Part of the problem with WWE is, the talent is thin, but also like just use your people. Use your people for all of this. Like, you need people on the. I mean, honestly, the biggest problem is that there aren't enough female talent on this roster. But like, let's do more with Micha and let's do more with B-Fab. Let's make them believable threats for that mid card title if we want that title to mean something. I don't know. SmackDown just isn't it for me. I mean, obviously, I think it's not it for a lot of people. So, anyway, since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like, make sure to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. I mean, 7 stories, 6. I don't want. I'm not saying it. 6, maybe 6 stories for a roster of 54 people on Friday Night Smackdown for a 2-hour show. Get your act together, WWE. Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know if I forgot anyone. Let me know if any of these stories are actually much deeper than I think. I don't know. Anyway, until next time, go touch grass, you nerds. Peace.